What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Awakening World. I'm Love Coach Scott Katamas, and I hope you all had a wonderful Easter weekend, and that now that spring has sprung for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, I hope you're all enjoying that. We have a really fun show tonight, some really special presenters and people that are close to my heart. You'll remember that last week we had one of our presenters was the wonderful Shashi Saluna. And Shashi had mentioned to me that she was going to have dinner that night with my friend Margot Anand. Margot, who I've known for decades. That led me to thinking, wouldn't it be wonderful to have Margot on the show? And lo and behold, here she is. So we have the extraordinary Margot Anand and her partner and friend Xavier, who we're going to learn all about, a new friend to the Awakening World. So that's very exciting. And just back from India, my colleague and co-founder of Love Coach Academy, Katrina Valancourt, is with us. And from Unite.Love, our dear friend Shine and his partner Crystal, and they've got something really exciting to announce. And of course, our wonderful Diara will be with us leading the prayer tonight. So these are our presenters. We're going to have some really fun conversations, and we have wonderful music tonight. One of our favorite musical artists ever, Johanna Beekman, is with us. And where are you, Johanna? There she is. So we're going to have a catch-up chat with Johanna. She's been traveling and touring, and she's going to bless us with some conversation. And a reminder to everybody, please mute yourselves. And we all send lots and lots of love to our beloved Omashar. He is still in England with his mom, but he lives on forever with us. And we are going to start the show with one of our favorite Omashar videos. And since we've got the founder of Sky Dancing Tantra and two of the great Tantra teachers, two different generations with us, I thought how perfect to play Omashar's song, which is I Am the Lover You Were Looking For.
is the joy in your heart? Why are you hiding from me? Staying locked in your doubts. My love is all that there is. Your fear is hurting you so. I know it's all that you feel, and that it's hard to let go, let go, let go, 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 again, that look in your eye. You do not believe in me. You'd rather live in your dreams. I've come to set you free. I am the lover you need. I hold my hand out to you. All I ask is your trust. I love you more than you know, and I love you, 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 I see you longing for home. You need to feel you belong, and that there's purpose to life. Come back
And I just take a moment for us all to send love to our beloved Omashar in England with his mother who's passing. And we love you very much, Omashar, and look forward to your return in 1 week. And thank you to our dance team there, Dia, Jerry, Eleanor, Joy, Reverend Jeffrey, doing a wonderful job of moving and grooving. And you're going to have some great music to play to tonight because Johanna Beekman is with us. Well, you know, one of the things that we've been doing on this show is talking about the different generations. As some of you know, I helped form the New Generations for Leaders of an Awakening World Synergy Group. And we've seen a lot of younger generations carrying on wisdom. And that's a theme of tonight's show, a big part of tonight's show at least, because for many of us, Margot Anand has been the teacher of Tantra. Her particular form of Tantra is sky dancing Tantra. But many of us read the book and were blessed to study with her. And my very first Tantra workshop was way back at Ronaldo Brudico's place in 1986 with Margot. And I believe it was one of her very first California workshops. So that's how far back I go. But even though I've got a 40-year history with Margot, I'm actually going to turn it over to Shashi to kind of do an even deeper introduction, because Shashi is literally carrying on the torch And so it's really exciting to have two generations of great teachers of this wonderful work, Tantra. So take it away, Shashi.
Uh, it's such an honor to introduce Margot. I'm not sure I can say I'm fully person carrying on her torch. Margot's great legacy needs to be carried by many, 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 and she has thousands of teachers all over the world. But I'm happy to call myself a dear friend of Margot, and we have many great conversations and laughters and fun together, especially here in Bali. And I first met Margot myself here in Bali, of course, doing Tantra. And over the years, we've just shared so much. I interviewed Margot for my movie, Sex to Spirit and Tantra Unveiled. And that hour and a half of interviewing Margot, I felt like I was getting these huge downloads that took me kind of weeks of sizzling and buzzing. So I'm very happy to be releasing my movies later on this year and next year with fabulous interviews of Margot. And since that time, I've built up a big online Tantra platform, Live Tantra. And we have Margot's amazing course on there that you were part of, Scott, I heard. So, like, we're all connected. It's really quite amazing. I think actually, more than being like generations, it's more like we're a tribe, and it takes so many of us to work together to bring this amazing work into the world. It's also nice to see Xavier here, who I was dancing with last night here in Ubud at a big, hot, sweaty, ecstatic dance. So we're all connected and we're all holding this together. We're all part of this same beautiful tribe. What I'm very excited about in this next year is that I'm going to be supporting Margot to bring out her own movie, The Tantra Legend, which is just so beautiful. Again, an amazing transmission. I feel like it's finally time. You talk about like 1986. I only got into Tantra in the late 1990s myself, but I feel like now is the time that the world is calling for Tantra, especially with, Epstein files and grooming gangs and other things that we're seeing. We're really clearly seeing that sexuality, the sexual shadow, needs to be brought into the light, and that's exactly what Tantra does. So it's not just a little luxury for nice retreats. It's actually a very essential part of our human healing and our spiritual development. So I think we have more work than ever to be doing. And I'm thrilled that Margot is still so full of energy that she is able to. And it's just my honor to support her in every way. So we will be releasing her film. So people can go to livetantra.com to make sure that they hear about that. And yeah, so what more can I say? How to introduce such an incredible being as Margot? I think everybody here probably already knows her. So yeah. Over to you, Margot. The other side of this town, the other side of Ubud.
Thank you. Do I unmute? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Well, okay. Hello, everybody. Like, I see the gallery, maybe all the other people too. Let's see, gallery. Yeah, okay. Well, what to do, what to say? I guess I came on board in 1978 or 79, and when I arrived in Europe with all the wonderful experiences I had had with Osho, who is a mystic in India, I realized that I was in a world that didn't know the word tantra, that didn't use music in their sessions, that never used the Tibetan singing bowl and didn't know what it was, and that never experienced rituals in their personal work. So it was a whole initiation into bringing all this in a world that wasn't aware of it. And it was very important to do that. And ever since then, I have been developing the school of sky dancing, Tantra, which basically was transmitted to me through Buddha Padmasambhava and Yeshe Tsogyal in the 8th century Tibet. And this is the lineage that I represent and that I have modernized to make it available to people. What to say? I mean, Shashi speaks a lot more lively and better than me. I'm kind of not too prepared for what I could possibly offer in such a show. To be honest, I don't like these shows, and I'm here because I love Scott, and also because Xavier is here by my side, who is dancing with Shashi. So it is indeed a whole tribe. Xavier specializes in leading men's groups. And yeah, I mean, what to say? I don't know. I'm here in Bali and I don't teach in Bali usually. I'm going to teach, make an exception and teach a group tomorrow with Aaron Kleineman, who is a dear friend of mine. Yeah, and then we're having a sky dancing tantra teachers training coming to Bali with some 50 people. Yeah,
You know,
I'm in a place where I'm 82 and I don't really need to publicize myself because our institutes are full, our trainings are full, everything is already rolling and happening because we have such a nice reputation. We even have a very thriving Tantra Sky Dancing Institute in the USA, and our trainings are taught in the USA. And we don't need to be marketing that much, I guess. So, you know, when you get to be my age, I can say this, yes. What is Tantra and aging? You know, what does that have to do with it? Well, I was offered a contract recently by a publisher to write a book about the art of sexual ecstasy for people over 60. And after reading the contract, I returned it to the publisher. I decided not to write that book. And you know why? Because I thought I'm going to have so many women to work with that are frustrated and sad because their husbands have left them for a younger woman and their house is empty because their children are gone to college. And so I thought, I don't really want to deal with this. Now things are changing. People are waking up. And it's like such a nice, lively audience that I have. And people I work with, it doesn't really matter what age anymore. So I'm re-tackling the question of maybe writing this book. So yeah, what else can I tell you? Well, I think that when you get to be an older age, you have to really embody what Osho was talking about, which is making a transition from loneliness to aloneness. And remembering that if you don't work with yourself, be with yourself, uh, and you're not happy with just being on your own, then you are in trouble because when you get to be older, you have to master this one. And so now I am at the place where I like to embody this special koan, which is the art of being desireless at the height of desire. Now, think about that one and see if you can find an answer. How are you desireless at the height of desire? Well, the answer is being so totally present that you don't know what the next second or minute is going to bring, and you're not attached to the outcome. So you're free. And so this is what I'm interested in. And this is leading me to be in retreats and meditation retreats for a month long in the jungles of Bali with no telephone and no computer. And so, this is another reality where you kind of disappear and you're no longer in the reality of, being considered a master, depending on how popular you are with the clicks that you're getting on your marketing page, which is a complete misrepresentation of what being a real teacher is all about. It's not the popularity of your good marketing. It's the depth that you bring from a felt experience that goes a long way back. And, in the ancient tantric scriptures, it was said that the one who is enabled to be a real tantra teacher is the one who has received a transmission to teach from an enlightened being. the one who has written something that contributes an original perspective to the culture that they live in, and the one whose tree has borne many, many fruits, meaning that has been able to help many, many people. So in our case, we fit the bill, and we've worked with about 40 to 50,000 people over the last 35 years with the many institutes that we have. And I'm happy. That's enough for me, you know. And once in a while I show up and I teach. Yeah, I'm going to teach a group called The Seven Secrets of Love in Germany and many other such. But what can I say? You know, yeah, maybe I say, read that book, Love, Sex, and Awakening. And
Margot,
now I want to pass it on to Xavier.
um, we are going to go to Xavier in just one moment, but I want to say, Margot, thank you for being on the show. And I know you don't need to promote anything, but you have been a gem in my life. We have 40 years of history, a lot of different ways that we've danced together. And I just want for my audience to get a chance to connect with you. And you're right, it's a beautiful, beautiful community. And so it's so wonderful having Shashi on. And then ironically, my teaching partner and co-founder of Love Coach Academy, it turns out that she and Shashi have a wonderful relationship. And there really is this wonderful way that we all dance, we all sky dance together.
Yes.
And it's very, very beautiful. So we're going to go to Xavier in one moment, but I do want to let people know where they can find your books and learn all about you, because some of the people in our audience have known you for 20, 30, 40 years, and some are brand new to who you are. So if you go to her name, margotanand.com, Margot is spelled Margot, anand.com, and you can learn all about her. And there are some of her books. And these books are the Bible of Tantra for so many. It really has been like the main book on how to understand sexual ecstasy and sexual magic. And the book she just showed us, Love, Sex, and Awakening. So you can find her books on margotanand.com. And
Scott, just let me say this. You have been very important in my life, because at some point you stepped in to save the day, because I was working with Deepak Chopra, and he gave me the film that we started doing for a project that he had to drop. And so I got this film, and some of it was perfect and some of it didn't fit. And so I sought you out, and you completely turned it around. You made this film be what it is today. And it was thanks to your guidance that, it became the beautiful film, which is now shown at Shashi Soluna's Live Tantra Institute. So thank you for that. Part of the tribe.
That was really, really fun working on that project with you and bringing in some amazing people to work on it. And I really enjoyed it. That was a fun chapter in my life working with you, Margot. And isn't it wonderful that we can create something? And I think we created that around 2005, maybe. And here it is, 20 years later, still touching people's lives. So I love that. Yeah.
And people really love it. We just changed it from a film into an online course format. And, I love that Margot is like, I don't need marketing, but it's actually not about marketing, but bringing the work to people who want it and need it and are healed by it and are transformed by it. So that's it. That's all it is making available the medicine to the people who want it and need it and can be healed by it. And it's just bringing that together. And I hear so many great responses from people doing this course, and how wonderful that something that you put together all those years ago is still deeply transforming lives. I mean, that's what we want to do with our life purpose, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I learned a lot through you, Shashi. Like, I joined your temporary Tantra tribe on some wild land in Portugal a year ago. And all the people that were in their 30s, 20s, 40s, late, I was much older, but it didn't really make a difference. But at some point they said, "Oh, Margot is here. We need to do our website. Margot, we need your wisdom." And I was getting ready to give them a lecture, and I said, "Okay, how much time do I have?" And they came. They said, "You have 2 minutes." Now this was a new one for me. I had not yet, been exposed to the possibility of being wise in 2 minutes and changing the world around in 2 minutes. So I
That
scratched
was
my
an
own back.
Instagram reel.
Yeah, well, they taught me this. They taught me this. Thanks
I
to
remember that
your
moment.
experiment, and it worked. It was a discovery for me. Be wise in 2 minutes.
I
So,
remember that moment.
yeah,
Margot's like, "Do I have half an hour? Do I have an hour?" And the
yeah.
person was like, "2 minutes, please." Ah. Well, in another
Anyway, that's
generation, it'll
it.
be like 5 seconds, please.
You know,
Ah.
I also just want to acknowledge that Margot was close friends with my wife, Suchi. They both had been strongly influenced by Osho and had been part of the Sannyasin community and had known each other for a long time. And when Margot would do her workshops at Harbin Hot Springs, my wife was the Watsu teacher. And Suchi loved Margot very, very much. So that's also an important part of our history together.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Well,
Okay, let's
all
give
right.
it to
Now we
Xavier
get
for
to,
a minute.
yeah,
Xavier.
yes, Xavier, welcome to the Awakening World. I met him in Byron Bay about 10 years ago. We were at a festival teaching together. But Xavier, share with our audience who you are and the wonderful work you're doing in the world.
Wow, thank you, Scott. Yes, I believe we are in a state, the world is now in a state where it's my duty to do something and provide an alternative to the toxic information and education that is destroying the planet. So many, like, I grew up in a very beautiful environment, and I feel that I was very, very lucky. And I do a lot of work with men, and I realize a lot of men were not as lucky as I am. So I feel it's my duty to provide something that will bring a way to happiness, a way to fulfillment, a way to another dimension of life than the drama that is happening on media and all this energy that a lot of people are suffering from. And for me, Tantra is really the solution to that. Tantra is saying yes to life and having tools to live, to take anything and alchemize it into something amazing. So when I discovered Tantra a long, long time ago, after trying yoga, meditation, quantum physics, I realized, wow, this is amazing. And this really needs to be shared with the world in a way that is pure and true, not modified. And so I'm really passionate about transmitting this, studying constantly, because I believe it's an ever-ending learning of the mystery, and sharing it as much as I can. And I'm really passionate about sharing it with men because in nature, male, don't tend to come together to share their knowledge. They tend to fight to be the alpha male. So there is this inside of the human animal, there is this fear of other men, this homophobia. And I don't have it. I worked a lot on it, and I love my brothers. And I really want to share how to be all loving together so that we can create a better planet with no more war. Because with the tantric tools, we can take everything that's inside, bring it up, and turning it into ecstasy. If you read Margot's books, that's what she teaches. So if the people who are at war right now were using tantric tools to process their emotions and their dilemmas and their paradoxes, instead of throwing bombs at each other, they would organize co-creative solutions and co-creative workshops or to save the planet. And we live on a beautiful planet and it's being destroyed. What's going on here? So someone needs to do something. And the beauty of Tantra is that it brings people's inner beauty on the outside. I love hanging out with Margot because she has so many years of practice that her inner life force, the eternal, immortal self that she has, is shining on the outside. She's much more interesting than a lot of young people who have not received the proper education, who have been polluted or conditioned by unhealthy media. And this is why I love hanging out with Margot, because she's been practicing so much these amazing techniques that it's shining now. She's shining of energy. I don't want to say your age, but but she's way more interesting than a lot of young people that I meet around here. And these young people are yearning for education. So someone needs to do it. And I'm really motivated in transmitting it to brothers and to men.
Yes, we need tantric men on this planet.
Absolutely. I had a chance just before we came on air to take a look at Xavier's website, and it's very, very beautiful. It's a wonderful name for a website, powerlove.life. Powerlove.life. And just some of your quotes at the beginning, I want to read some of these because they certainly are what the Global Peace Tribe is all about. Love is one of the most powerful forces of the universe. Everything in my life, including helping you, is fueled by my lifelong commitment to unconditional love. And so Xavier helps people to live an amazing life. He helps people to create the life of their dreams. He's a sex, love, and relationships consultant and coach, all about living in abundance. So to learn more about the wonderful work you're doing, and do you do anything online, Xavier?
Yes, I do. Most of the consultations I do are online because I live in Bali. I travel also, I go to festivals, but most of the time I'm in Bali. And I do a lot of consultations online. I do sessions, I have tools and practices, and I really love doing like a mentoring because I believe we used to have a manhood and womanhood initiation in tribal societies. And since religion, since the past few thousand years, this has disappeared. And there's really a lack of this manhood initiation in my brothers, when I see. Often I hear women complaining that their man is not a man, he's a little boy in another body. So I spent years and all my savings and my full-time dedication to spend several years apprenticing and looking for this manhood initiation around the world in tribes. And I realized that actually I'm not an African or a South American tribal person. I'm a modern Western man. So none of this initiation was adapted to me. But what I did is I realized that I got gems and diamonds and little clues and little practices in every single one of them. So I'm providing the best I can mentorship to help men who want to really receive this manhood initiation in ways that is adapted to our way of life. Because it's not practical to go and be buried with ants all over your face in the full sun in our modern day and age. But there are tools that will bring a similar effect that is adapted to a Western man. And yes, and I love, I really love taking people to the next level of their life. There's a point when we are sick of what we've been doing and we don't know what is next, and we're feeling like everything we are taking or receiving from this society is not satisfying us anymore. And what's next? What's next that is actually practical and really awakening my soul? What is really making me like, yes, I really want to wake up today, and I know that I can dedicate years of my life to this, and it's going to be really useful, and I'm going to be leaving a legacy that is good for the next generation. And I believe becoming a better man is probably the best I can do for myself, and help other men becoming better men is going to be the best that these men can do for the next generation and their children, so that I can create happy children, so that these happy children become healthy, happy men, so that they can become happy and healthy leaders, and instead of destroying the planet, fighting with each other, co-create something beautiful. So that's my mission.
I want to read you some of the comments that have come in. Eleanor Joy writes, "This is a very refreshing chat." Lorna Sass says, "Yes, so needed. We women are longing for more evolved, loving men." And absolutely. And if you are interested in learning more, again, if you go to his website, powerlove.life, and then click contact, and that'll take you how you can send a message for a discovery call.
Yes.
So I'd encourage any of you to consider having a discovery call and looking at how you can work with Xavier. And Margot,
At the bottom of each page on the website, there is a click for Instagram link and Instagram and Facebook. So you can also on Instagram, at the bottom of each page of the website, if you click on the little Instagram icon, it takes me to my Instagram, which is a more modern way that a lot of people are using instead of websites now. So there's more up-to-date information and you can message me directly. So Instagram is probably the best way to communicate.
okay, and where do we find your Instagram page here?
Completely at the bottom of each page. Yep, see on the bottom left, on the bottom in the center. Yes, that's it, yes.
Okay, great. Okay.
Yeah, that's Instagram and Facebook link.
Right. Fantastic. As we conclude this part, thank you so much, Margot, for spending some time with us tonight. It's been really
Thank you for having me.
absolutely. I
And
love
us.
you so much. And I hope our paths bring us together physically so we have at least one more, as you would call it, a soft melting hug, as opposed to the Donald Duck hug, a soft melting hug together. I hope that we can have that experience one more time in this
You
lifetime.
have to come to Bali, Scott. You're very welcome here. We're all here waiting for you.
It seems like I've got a couple of new clients in Bali, and
Yeah, you're welcome. I have a guest room in my house for you.
right, I might take you up on that.
Yeah.
And
Not only hugs, we have cuddle parties here, so come.
now that sounds good. I also want to remind everybody that you can find all things Shashi at her name, Shashi Soluna. That's SHASHI SOLLUNA, ShashiSoulLuna.com. And Sashi, it's been wonderful having you on 2 weeks in a row. And thank you very much. She had a big event happening. Did they fix the transformers? Did it still blow out?
We were doing yoga and this really loud explosion was happening. It went on. And we realized it was the electricity pylon right outside our house. The whole thing exploded. There were fireworks. And yeah, there's still people working on it now. But we went to a co-working space yesterday. So all my devices are charged up, running on my data. We're getting through it.
Well, thank
Life
you.
carries on in Bali.
Great. So thanks for being with us. Xavier, great to see you again after all these years. And let's have you on the show again. And Margot, you know how much I love you so much. Take care. Take care, both of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
See you later, Margot.
See you later, love.
Well, I guess we all have to go to Bali. We'll just have to have a global peace tribe retreat in Bali and all and practice tantra with both Shashi and, if we're really lucky, Margot and Xavier. Well, our next guest is somebody that many of you who are old timers know well. She was one of the most important and consistent musical artists going all the way back to Saturday Night Alive for the Global Peace Tribe. She's been on the show many, many times, but we haven't seen her for a little while. She's been traveling, touring, and I am so grateful she's back. And of course, I am talking about Johanna Beekman. And welcome back, Johanna. You look fabulous. And tell us what you've been up to.
I have been recording and traveling. I just got back from the Festival of Colors USA at Spanish Fork, Utah. There were 22,000 people. I like to think of this festival. I used to tour with the whole festival from 2015 to 2020, and we'd just go all over the West Coast and do these holy high celebrations for spring, starting with this temple in Spanish Fork, Utah, where I would take a running start and body surf and sing Hallelujah Govinda with half Krishnas and half Mormons, and I'm like bridging the gap, right? So I did a little family reunion out there this year, and it was 22,000 people. It was epic, and actually I just got word last night that Charu Baba, who founded that, passed away this week. So
wow. Oh,
it
my.
was really good to be there, and I'm also in a tender space, so this is a good place for all of us to call in, like, who it is that we are, ushering over. I also went through a transition with my dog recently that, remember everybody probably remembers little Coco, so she crossed the Rainbow Bridge, and so I've been taking little hashtag Coco Across America all the way across the world this year. So she's got a little satchel, and she travels at my heart. And I get to sing my prayer songs all over and bring her medicine with me. So it's a really beautiful transition and also a tender time that I'm pouring into a lot of new music. So that's always the blessing with these things is, you know, we've got these practices, we've got our outlets, whatever they are, and that we get to lean in. I love what Margot was saying about later in life and what do you have with when you're alone, you know? What are we cultivating in our alone time? Are we going into the darkness and forgetting that we can make light out of that darkness, you know? And letting it be a muse in a way is what I like to think of these transitions and tender times as, a muse towards the next chapter of light. You know, how can we take these practices and really dive into a place of universal awareness and help each other and inspire each other. So anyway, that's my Cliff's Notes of the last few years. It's been a lot of different things. I was grounded for a minute, actually, in this little cottage, and now I'm just kind of traveling the world. So let's go to Bali. I'm into it. I was just lost in Maui for a month and like played at a festival and got kidnapped to a mansion by the sea and stayed there for 3 weeks. I don't know. The universe is taking me for a ride. So let's go, everybody. Let's pack up and do a little retreat and do some tantra, cuddle parties, and kirtan, and cacao ceremonies, and all the things. You know, we've just got a lot of nectar in these communities. And I love how you've been talking about the multi-generational thing. One of the reasons I'm grounded in Oregon is my dad, I think he's played here on the show a couple of times. George Beekman is just 4 minutes away, and he's really amazing still. And we've been playing music since I was a teenager, and multi-generational rock band when I was in high school, and you know, world beat fusion bands, and just I've always loved Scott. Like, we have a lot of shared friends, it turns out. We've been on this online thing for a minute, but I am staying at your friend in Topanga's house all the time, that you used to stay at her house back in the
Kathleen
70s.
Guildred, our
You
beloved
know,
Kathleen Guildred.
I just came
Absolutely.
from her house again, and you know, all of these webs end up kind of weaving us back to each other, whatever generation we are, if we're open, is what I'm learning over the course of my life. So thank you, Margot, for your wisdom, and I think it's really powerful to look into this mycelium that we are as humanity.
And you know, as we talk about passages, have you noticed so many people are passing right now?
Oh yeah, that was just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew. Did you know Gyro Wilches here in Marin? Gyro
No.
just passed on Good Friday,
Oh.
and he was young. He was, I'm guessing, late 50s, and he just passed suddenly. And you know, a lot of people leaving their bodies. Here in Global Peace Tribe, we've had some passages recently, and so
Yeah,
it's really important to just enjoy life to the fullest.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think anything would stop me from touring, and then there was a worldwide pandemic, and my dog got sick, and my first big tour after the pandemic, and so yeah, I think it's good to spend these times when we do have time to really honor all of those who have come before that have illuminated this path and will continue to illuminate. You know, every person that passes that's close to me, I feel like, oh, I miss them, and also how am I somehow up-leveled by their spirit after they left?
Yeah.
You know, we learn. So yeah.
Yeah, and certainly you never know how you've touched a person's heart.
Yeah.
You know, when Margot passes and she has her panoramic life review, she'll get to see the thousands of people who experienced greater love, greater intimacy through studying Tantra. When you pass, Johanna, you're going to see all the people who were touched listening to your albums.
Yeah.
You know, the woman you never knew who was having a really hard night, and your music kept her inspired, you know.
Yeah.
And that is the wonderful thing about creating art through music and books and CDs and records and shows like this,
Yeah.
because they do live on in a certain wonderful way.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really powerful, the legacy, that we create. And Scott, you've been doing this for how many years? You have quite a legacy now.
We just celebrated 6 years on Saturday.
Yeah.
And your friend Larissa Stowe was on our show Saturday night.
Yay.
Yeah, and she saw that you were going to be on tonight. We were chatting today.
Oh, good. Yeah, I guess I haven't talked to her for a while, but I stayed out there at the new ranch in Arizona.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Yeah, I'm on my way to Sedona Yoga Festival again this year, and I always pop in, so I'll have to give her a call.
Yeah, I'm hoping to do a Global Peace Tribe retreat at Shiloh. That's the name of her property. And she's done an amazing job. We just had Ellen Steinfeld just led a workshop there. Excuse me. And people went out and they watched UFOs and had an amazing experience out there.
Amazing. Yeah, it's quite magical in Cottonwood.
Well, speaking of magic, would you be willing to bless us with maybe a new musical tune? I know you've written some new songs.
Yeah. So I've been writing a lot in English. A lot of y'all know some of my vibrational language music, and this is a newer song called Grow that I just am, it's not even released, y'all, so it's coming out really soon, and I'm really excited to share it. Just a moment. So I think in that first song, Omashar was talking about letting go, and I think a lot of what we've been talking about here is letting go.
That's right.
And so this song talks about where I came from in a very vulnerable way. I've had my dark night of the soul like everyone else has, right? But what do we do with that dark night, like we were just talking about? How do we grow? How do we let these challenges be the compost, the soil that we blossom from? And so that's what this song's about. We all grow. Help us to let go. I was broken and wasted and taking it best. I was careless and patient, failing the test. I was lost, now I'm found, my feet on fertile ground. I know who I am now, there's no turning back now. Oh, oh, I had to let it go, had to let it go, had to let it go. Oh, oh, each plant knows how to grow, plant knows how to grow, plant knows how to grow. Oh, 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 grow, grow. Each plant knows how to grow. Grow, grow, grow. Each plant knows how to grow. Can we hear me?
I'm hearing you good.
I was lonely, mistaken, but I misunderstood. I was restless and driven to find something good. I believe I was saved, but was it really fate? Maybe by divine grace, by the grace, by the grace. Whoa, I had to let it go, had to let it go, had to let it go. Oh, each plant knows how to grow, plant knows how to grow, plant knows how to grow. Grow, grow, grow. Each plant knows how to grow. Grow, grow, grow. Each plant knows how to grow. Ooh, we've dug deep to find. Ooh, this is a love that lasts beyond time. inside. Let it go, let it go. Oh, I had to let it go. Had to let it go. Had to let it go. Each plant knows how to grow. Plant knows how to grow. Plant knows how to grow. Oh, oh, each plant knows how to. What do we do? Grow, grow. Yes, we all know each plant knows how to grow.
Woo! Let's go to gallery review and give some twinkles and some love. That's a great new song. And it's got like different rhythms to it. It almost has country western lyrics in a way.
Yeah.
That's
It's a
amazing.
vibe.
You
That's a new
gotta
producer
people-
I've been working with named Luke Rain. He's in the ecstatic dance community DJ vibe, so we're still working with the same producer. I've got a gospel song coming out, but like I'm liking these groovy songs a little more, so.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. It's so
Thank
good
you.
to have you back with us, Johanna.
It's
And
really good to
she's
be
going to
back.
be back in a little bit with one more song. So you look great. You are one of my favorites. Love you so much.
I love you guys too. I'll see you in a little bit.
All right, we still have Shine and Crystal from Unite.Love and Katrina Valancourt, but we're going to do our Global Peace Tribe announcements because we've got some really important announcements. And to share the first one, something very special you're all invited to on Friday night. I'm going to bring up the honeymooners, our beloveds Andrew and Connie, to share a little bit about what's happening on Friday.
Well, the honeymoon continues.
Yes, indeed. We'll be screening the new episode, Cosmic Contact, for our film series In
There
Search of
it
the
is.
Future, the series. And Scott is going to be hosting the evening.
It's a hybrid event, so we'll be live in the room just down from Aspen, Colorado in Carbondale.
Yes, and we'll be streaming globally online, and I'll be posting a link so you can find out more information and have access to the Zoom link there in what I'll be posting. And it's a fundraiser for Andrew and me for our film project and our European adventures that are coming up with the Hollow Movement Wave that we've been invited to. And we'll also be presenting the trust frequency in our films in the UK in July and August. And it's also a fundraiser for the Center for Human Flourishing, which is sponsoring the event. Rita Marsh, who's been a good friend and supporter for decades of our work. And it's free to come on. So
There's
you don't
no
have
admission charge.
no admission charge, just donate to our GoFundMe that'll be posted if you so choose. But we just want you on board to experience this because it's major visionaries in the ET UFO world. And Patrick McCullum, Susan Manowitz, and Bertie Jaworski,
Lee McCloskey,
I don't know if you've
Danny-
ever heard of these.
Danny Sheehan.
Danny Sheehan.
A couple of Australian Aboriginal elders telling stories from when they were little kids who had these extraordinary experiences in Australia in the outback.
And I am Sophia, who is a starseed alien hybrid. She
Hybrid.
brings it forth in her music. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And you'll meet some very interesting people who are really guiding us on how we shift our frequency so that we communicate and connect with our cosmic family.
Yeah, so it's going to be fun. And then we go to Sedona, Arizona and do the same thing again on the 15th.
Well, we're not sure of the dates,
But
but
it's coming right
screening a
up.
couple of
That-
times in
that's me.
Sedona.
We'll talk about that once you have those details. But right now,
Yeah.
let's focus on Friday night. So on Friday night, again, it's going to be at 6 o'clock Pacific time, 7 o'clock Mountain time. And for more details, I've put the link into the chat box for those of you in our Zoom room. And for those of you watching on Facebook and YouTube, I'm going to post this right now on my Facebook page. So if you go to Scott Thomas, and I'll also send it over to Love Coach Academy, because that's where most of you are watching. You can get the details. Again, it's free of charge. Now, we are hoping people will make donations to their GoFundMe, but please do join Connie and Andrew and myself and an amazing group of people. I really want you to understand, live joining us are many people, including Patrick McCullum. And Patrick just got back from an incredible journey all the way down to Colombia, where he met with the Kogi people, and they shared kind of an update on the prophecy. So it's going to be really important to hear what Patrick has to say. And they've lined up just a great group of guests. So come join us Friday night, 6 o'clock Pacific time. It's going to be the way to spend Friday night. And I'm looking forward to sharing a beautiful 2.5 hours with both of you.
Thank you,
Yes,
Scott.
thank you, Scott.
This
You're
is going
such
to
a
be a
blessing
blast.
to us all.
There's also some very cute aliens who you'll meet.
Well, there you go. I mean, cute alien. Pleiadians are kind of my vibe. I think I'm holding out for to blast off with some cute, beautiful Pleiadians, as long as I can bring Jasmine Bear, of course. I also want to let you all know, and this is important, maybe put it down in your calendars, that on April 22nd, which is 2 weeks from today, it's, a Wednesday night. So, of course, we always have the Awakening World on Wednesday night. Well, it also happens to be Earth Day. And our dear friend, the reawakened Andrew, has put together an incredible event that day. And when I saw all the amazing people that he's lined up for his event, I thought, well, my gosh, that should be what we do for that Wednesday Awakening World. So please make a note that on Wednesday, April 22nd, instead of having the Awakening World at 6 p.m., we're going to direct everybody to participate in Andrew's 18th annual World Peace Earth Day. It's a live event. Again, it's free of charge. It'll be hosted by our buddy Ben Bowler. And look at all the people he's got lined up. He's got Kristen Hoffman, Chief Phil Lane Jr., Jonathan Granoff, Dot Maver, and all the people that you see there. And they're all, I think every one of those people has been on our show at one time or another. They're all wonderful, wonderful souls. So great job, Andrew, in putting this together. And everybody, just make a note that on Wednesday, the 22nd, we'll be gathering at 4 p.m. instead of 6 p.m., and we'll be going into their Zoom room. I'll, of course, send out the link to all this and the information in emails to all of our subscribers. But I just wanted to let you guys know that now. So when you're making your plans, make your plans to be 2 hours earlier on Wednesday, April 22nd. All right. Those were the two announcements, so I wanted to make sure that I got those in today because they're both really important. We are now going to introduce our friends Shine and Crystal from Unite.love. And let me bring them up and tell you a little bit about them. They were on the show once before. We did a show with Eden Amadora and Shine and Crystal maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Anyway, they are the co-founders of Unite, a global wellness platform, driven by profound personal losses that exposed gaps in traditional healthcare systems. Shine and Crystal have spent the last 10 years building a beautiful ecosystem with events and technology, including a new personalized AI wellness portal called Uni. They just finished this. And so we're kind of previewing it and premiering it here. And this wellness portal, Uni, instantly connects people with wellness therapies and practitioners. I'm going to put the information into the chat box, and I want to just welcome both of you. You've become dear friends. Some of you met them they came to my 70th birthday party in the Bay Area. So you got a chance to meet some of our Global Peace Drivers then. And welcome and thank you. I mean, any website called unite.love is, that's my kind of, So welcome, and please tell us about what you guys have created.
Oh,
Thank you so much for having us.
yeah. First, thank you so much for holding this space. And if anyone doesn't know Scott personally and knows and seen how he is in person, he is just as welcoming and creating community everywhere he goes. He's hosting dinners and inviting us here. He's and sending us good morning texts. He's like the loveliest person. So bless you, Scott. We all love you so much.
He's just taller in real life. You can't tell from when you only, get a little thumbnail of him. It was nice to meet you in real life for real. It's so funny when we have, build these relationships online and then we get to meet in real life. So we did that for the first time, at your birthday in December there. So yeah, it was lovely.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we've been working on Unite for a long time, and we both lost our fathers, Crystal to suicide and leading from mental health, and my dad from cancer, and my mom went through a really deep depression after that, and it was 5 years, and she had money, she was a doctorate level psychologist, and it wasn't until she found a therapy called The Journey, and after one session, the depression lifted, and it was a womb memory she obviously didn't even know happened. And that really opened my eyes to the gaps in the mainstream systems and how many people are struggling or suffering with things that there are solutions for, but there's no way to find it. And so out of this idea came this, we've been piecing it together over many years now. Even before the iPhone, I had this vision of like a 1-800 number you could call and it could connect you with a coach or something in the moment. And it's funny, all these years later, we've just launched this new platform. If you go to uni.unite.love, it's a cute little AI unicorn platform, and it'll actually guide you in some breath work or meditation or whatever. It's trained in a few different modalities, and it can connect you with a practitioner, and you can tell it what's going on, and it can connect you with, say, an astrologer or a life coach or a therapist or a somatic practitioner, whatever you're looking for. And it can actually text them or email them and see if they're available right now. And then you just click a link and you're on a Zoom call together. And it's just a fun little experiment we're trying to see if this is something that people will love and will be helpful in kind of getting the momentum going.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. We're so excited about Uni, and it really feels like it's kind of the bridge piece we've been looking for. So with Unite, what we've been doing a lot of is trying to kind of create that bridge. Someone was speaking earlier about, I think Joanne was saying about bridging the different communities in the concert. And yeah, really, how can we bridge worlds? We feel like there's so much it's easy to get into separation, even in the spiritual world. Oh, you're the yoga community, you're the meditation community, you're the tantra community. And how can we bridge those worlds and just really realize that we're all the same at heart? We all just, want good for the planet, and we want to really uplift each other. So that's why we called our company Unite. And what we really found at our events, we would always have musicians, artists, healers, different modalities, different vendors. And we found the number one thing that, especially for the healers, was how to get their work out there. And they would have to become marketers and promoters and trying to teach people what is Reiki and really getting it out there. And what we found is, healers want to be healers. They don't want to be marketing. They don't want to be kind of trying to teach people what this is. They just want to do it. So that's what we're really trying to do with this platform. Is it's really to reach people that are maybe new to some of these modalities and really show them that a few minutes of breath work or a few minutes of EFT or a little bit of meditation can be really, really supportive. And we've found it's worked so well in our in-person events. And that's why we're so excited now with the AI technology, where we can actually, quickly develop a really fun, interactive little platform to really support people in that first kind of experience of just really, getting to see what it feels like, just to have a little bit of support from starting with a, AI robot, and then gently guiding people towards all our wonderful practitioners to, sign up for first free sessions, and then, of course, paid sessions to support the healers and practitioners, hopefully having to do way, way less marketing. We really want to make Unite to be what Airbnb has done so well. You have a place, you want a place, connect, right? They don't have to, people aren't pushing their Airbnb listings. You just put it on Airbnb and people find it. We want the same for our wellness practitioners, for our wellness vendors, our wellness event hosts as well. You put your event, your product, your service on Unite, and we're going to use Uni AI events, other offerings to bring people into the community so that all our service providers just get to do what they love and bring more of that wonderful light and offerings to the world. So that's what we're all about.
You know, I have an idea, and we did not discuss this, but what would it be like for us to see if a volunteer from the audience wants to go in and use your new platform? Could we try that?
Of course, of course.
Yeah. Would we do a screen share, or would just get someone to just open
Well,
it?
yeah, what I can do is I can screen share, right? So
There you
if there's somebody in the audience, something going on that they'd like to get some support for, please raise your hand. Oh, get you right off the bat. All right.
I love it.
She's fast on the draw there.
I love it.
That was quick, Dia. All right. Welcome. We love you. And tell us what you'd like support for.
You've got me unmuted. Oh, yes. Hi, Shine. And you mentioned womb earlier, and at 80 years old, I am, or young, or whatever you want to call it, I'm exploring in a different way that womb experience that was actually quite treacherous. I was told I would wrap the umbilical cord around my neck if I could have. And and then there was inappropriate, if that's the word, of incest in the family through the father. And so there's all tangled up. And this, I say I'm fine with it, but I think there's I know there's a deep wound there. And I think my mother did try to have an abortion that didn't work. And this was in 1945. So, I'm here.
Wow. Thank you for sharing. That's exactly the same story with my mom. Yeah. She was, her mom got pregnant in a very Catholic community, and she was young and not married. And so that sounds a lot.
Well, mine, it was my mom. It was a betrayal on my father's part. They had my older brother was just 9 months old when she became pregnant with me, but Dad had gone back to drinking. He promised, if you marry me, I'll stop drinking. And he wasn't a very good drinker. And so she wanted, out of the marriage and out, but she tried.
Yeah. Well, you're exploring it now and you're looking into it now, which is an amazing step. Many people, aren't even willing to start there. So just being willing to start and talk about it, and that's amazing. And do you want to kind of walk through Uni?
I'll connect you with my mom too, who and the practice that she did called The Journey, which is amazing. And I don't know if Uni will be able to support with this, but we can try. And of course, so I don't know if Scott, you're gonna type in or whatever.
So here we go. We're on uni.unite.love. And we just had some new people come in. So hang on a second to let people in. There we go. What do we do? What's the next step that we take?
Well, whatever you want. You could just start typing.
So
looking for
support for how would you describe it to Dia? Support for
healing the wound that binds me, the womb wound, buried feelings that everything that people talk about, not being wanted, the classic stuff. So
okay, so I clicked support for healing the wound, and it immediately responded And it said, womb wound is real. That's stored trauma, grief, disconnection from your body, sometimes ancestral stuff too. Not something a quick technique fixes, but we can start somehow. What's coming up for you right now around this? So it's a question. What's coming up for you around this right now, Dia?
At the moment, which something I disclosed earlier last year on our program here, Scott, was the abortions, the absolute. I was not going to have children, and I was not going to be married. So I have had abortions, and I don't think I have shame about it. But so that's what's coming up, and maybe I do. Maybe I have those lower emotions, or emotions that I don't think I do. But I think
I wrote the abortions that I've had, and Uni wrote back, that's heavy. Loss, grief, maybe guilt or shame, even if you know intellectually it was the right choice. Your body carries all of that. Before we go deeper, quick check. On a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is the worst and 10 is feeling great, where are you right now with this? On a scale of 1 to 10, Dia?
I don't know how to answer that. I'm involved. Where am I? I'm extremely interested in having this lifted from me, because it touches on every aspect of my life, including a new relationship. So
on a scale of 1 to 10, on a scale of 1 to 10, just what number would you come up with in terms of how you're feeling right now about the abortions?
And you don't have to answer that. You can just keep typing either way.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm fine with the abortions. I think I am. What I want is the feeling of the knowing that. See, it's so easy for me to take over. I don't know. The 1 to 10 thing isn't. I can't.
What if, Scott, what if you type in, I'm really looking for support in shifting through this?
Okay.
And see what comes up with that.
Uni wrote, got it. This isn't something to rush through in one conversation, but we can start right now. There are a couple of paths. I can guide you through something somatic that might help you reconnect with your body and begin to process some of this grief. Or I can connect you with a practitioner who specializes in trauma, womb healing, and what you're carrying. Probably both would serve you, actually. What feels right? Do you want to try something together now? Or would you rather start by talking to someone who does this work deeper?
Well, if it's interesting to all our global peace drivers, I would do something now.
Right. Let's give it a go and see what happens. So I clicked yes, please. Okay, let me offer something right now that can help you start to soften into this. Before we begin, where would you put yourself right now on a 1 to 10 scale? 1 is the worst and 10 is feeling great. So right now, just where do you put yourself on that scale?
Well, I'm feeling great right now. So it's a 10. But okay. As far as the subject that we're exploring,
and do you want me to give your name and email address so Uni can follow up with you?
We don't
Sure.
We don't need to give that publicly. I don't know if you want that on the.
Oh, I don't. Yes, I do. It's
fine. Dia, what's your email address?
It's my name, Dia Therese.
Is there an H in there?
No. Teresa Collins and I are without H's. It's DIATERESE at Yahoo.
Okay. Uni now will remember you. Okay. That's interesting. So you're feeling okay right now, but the womb wound, and the grief from your abortions are something you want to process and move through over time. That makes sense. So this isn't about a crisis, it's about deep healing work. Do you want me to guide you through a practice that can help you reconnect with your womb space and begin to create safety there? It's gentle, somatic, and takes about 10 to 15 minutes. Now I'm going to come in because we don't have, of course, 10 to
Time to
15.
go through the whole thing.
But that's a wonderful, spontaneous example of how this new website that you've created works. And dear Teresa, I did put in your info. So there, you're probably going to get an email from Uni, if I understand how it works correctly, with additional supports and how you can carry on after the show is over.
And if you don't, just reach out and we'll fix it.
Yeah.
This has all been built by me and Claude Code, this AI thing, and I've never built anything or coded anything in my life. And it's remarkable, these new tools.
Yeah, it takes a lot of training. So even to get it to sound not ridiculous or sound condescending or sound it just all these little, there's so many nuances that actually go into it. So it's really fun to see that it's actually what we really want is something to really be able to support. I've had my own crisis and 2 a.m, you're feeling scared and alone and you don't want to be here anymore and you don't know if you can cope. And I'm like, where's the bat signal where I can be like, community, I need help right now. And for me, it would have been so great to have someone just to, even if it's a robot, just to say, it's okay. You're okay. You're not going to die. Here's some support. I'm here for you. And yeah, we really want to make sure that people in crisis have that, as well as, of course, people like yourself who are just going through something or having questions or wanting to dig into things and not needing the traditional way we do that right now is you have to, what do you like, Google like Reiki practitioner? Like, how do you talk to your friends, but what if they don't have a recommendation for you? So what we're hoping is this will aggregate, and the more people use it, so please check it out, use it. The more you can use it, you're actually, by using it, you're helping us train it. So if it has a response that you don't like or you don't find helpful, tell it. If there's a practice that it offers and that's not useful, tell it. Even tell it what would be more useful. Actually, I find when I'm stressed, EFT is helpful. Maybe recommend that to people next time. So we've done what we can, but every person who's on there helps to broaden its ability to support and really help people. So just being on there will really help us.
Yeah, thank you, Dia, for being so open and willing to share. That was really beautiful. And I was surprised at how good it seemed to be, really responding in a good way. How did it feel for you?
It's a beginning.
Yes.
Yes. Because I've had so much thought and around it and so much healing already, but I want that last healing.
Yeah.
I want to go to Bali and do that. So yes.
And I really believe that, like for Shine's mom, she tried everything. She tried all these different modalities, and it took finding one that, and not to say that the journey work is the one, but it took finding one that was the right one at the right time. And we really feel like the more we can support people easily finding different practitioners, different modalities, hopefully there will be for you as well, the one that will really help unlock that peace and kind of really feel like you can kind of release all this and go to Bali and celebrate and have your beautiful relationships.
And the reason it's so persistent in asking for a 1 to 10 scale is that's like a very clear data point that we can use to track what types of practices work best for what types of people in what emotional states and situations. And so that is all going to go into training, and it'll learn, if someone is in deep sadness, these techniques are most helpful. If someone is feeling just mildly annoyed, maybe try this, and it's going to get really, really good, as well as getting the feedback after practitioner sessions. This somatic healer really helps with this, but maybe not when someone's going through this. So our goal is really to use this to build a database of information that can really support people, so that if my mom, were going through this today, she would be able to go say what's going on, and it could connect her immediately, and she would be healed in a week versus 5 years,
Yeah.
which just seems absurd, especially given all the reasons she had all the money, everything. Like, there was no limit to what she could do. She just didn't know where to go,
Yeah.
didn't know what to do, and the drugs, like the medication and psychiatry, psychology, nothing helped. So it really does come from this place of wanting to make this more accessible. And our kind of name for this is speed healing. That's what we've been doing at our live events, where we'll get practitioners in a room and everyone will offer these free 10-minute sessions, and people will go and have their speed healing sessions and then decide if they want to go deeper and pay for a package or a session afterwards. And it's been really successful for everyone. It's been really fun. And so that was the idea, is to build a speed healing platform online so that people can do that. And so we actually, if you Google or if you search speed healing in the App Store, there is a speed healing app. But the uni project is literally 2 weeks old, and we just built it to test some things, because the app, it takes a long time to build and test features. It's sometimes like weeks or months to build something, whereas with this AI tool, you can build it in a day and test it and see what it's like. So that's why we're sort of building this out and testing it. So if there's anything that comes up where it's not working, please send the info. Scott has all of our contact, should be in here too.
And just so you know, with the rating and all the information, we get that compiled as somebody was on the platform. It keeps all your privacy. So it will say people were on the platform and they felt this was helpful, and these were their ratings. It doesn't say, Susan had this problem and Susan whatever. So it kind of compiles all the data, so we can't find your personal what you were going through or anything. So
a couple of things. I want to thank you, Dia, for volunteering, and being willing and sharing so vulnerably. And certainly, send you. You're such a beloved member of our community, and may you get the support you're looking for to clear. And life is a never-ending journey, and at any age, we still have things to heal within ourselves. Yeah.
Thank you, Scott. And I'm getting in these last minutes, I find myself getting very nervous, because I can get all balled up just even finding a link to something. It's not fun for me. And if I can't navigate this easily, how do I exit the program? Exit being involved? Is there right now I say I want it, but boy, when I can't get where I want to go, and this is common, then I don't want to spend my time doing it.
Yeah, you just close the browser and it's done. And then if it emails you or texts you, you just unsubscribe or say stop, and that's it. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
And we can directly connect you as well. If you want, you can give your phone number to Scott. Scott can give it to us, and we can text you Shine's mom's contact, and you don't have to do any platforms. So if you want just we'll cut out the middle uni and just give you the straight connection if you want.
Now that's my language. Thank you, Crystal.
I'll send a text thread connecting you two right away.
Perfect.
Thank you, Dia.
Thank you, Scott.
I want to encourage our audience, really play with it. For those of you that feel inspired, look, Shine and Crystal are family. And, it's so important for us to support family. And when they created something new like this, they need people to go in and do what we just did. Play with it, test it. And I want to acknowledge our Global Peace Tribe family. Recently, we had Eden on the show, and she has a new song out called Human, and asked people to go on to play it, because the more that we play it, the more that it gets the algorithms. And she had to hit 1,000 plays by a certain period of time, and we did it. We got to She got actually 1,800 plays in the period she needed because a lot of us went in and played it over and over and over.
Yeah.
So thank you for that, everybody. And let's now do the same thing for Shining Crystal. Let's really go there, play with it, play with Uni. And of course, you hopefully might get some wonderful information and input. I mean, I was impressed with how quickly it came up with stuff. So that's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. And the thing that we just built, which I'm super excited about, is it will literally text a practitioner in the moment. They'll get that text. It'll say, "Are you available right now?" They click the button yes, and then boom, you're on a call. And it's within the app. We tried to make it as seamless and simple as possible. There's no login. You don't have to give your email, nothing. It's like the goal is to make it just really, really simple so that people can just go there, get support, and that's it. Really easy. Yeah.
You guys are great.
Oh,
So much. And hopefully we'll connect. Are you going to be in the Bay Area at all? Where are you now?
we're in Santa Cruz right now in a beautiful place with a couple of French bulldogs. We're doing this thing called Trusted House Sitters, and it's magical.
Yeah.
And then we're back up in Marin until mid-May.
Yeah.
Oh, good. When are you going to get back up here? Do you know?
16th of April. We're coming for the event.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll see you this weekend at the New Living Expo.
Yes. Yeah. Or next,
Fantastic.
whatever. In Marin.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see you there. Hey, that's actually a good reminder. Hey, everybody, the New Living Expo is coming soon. This Saturday night's Awakening World show is going to again be dedicated to the expo. And we've got great presenters. So since they brought it up, I might as well show you what we've got going on Saturday night. And these are some of our wonderful friends who will be at the expo. Both Neil Gar, who now is the new owner of the expo, will be co-hosting, and Alan Steinfeld will also be co-hosting. So we'll definitely have a good making contact update. Alan's got some really interesting information to share with everybody. And then all the presenters you see on the bottom row there are people who are going to be presenting at the expo. Tony Gazzi is fantastic. And he's been on the show before. So definitely make sure you're with us on Saturday night. And then for anybody who's in the San Francisco Bay Area, please remember the New Living Expo is April 17, 18, and 19. I'll be there. Eden will be there. Shining Crystal will be there. I imagine Katrina's going to drop in. So it's going to be a really wonderful time in San Rafael. Come and be with us. All right. And if you come, we'll figure out a time for us all to have a lunch or a dinner together with Shine and Crystal and me and our Global Peace Tribe family that are all there. Well, speaking of Katrina, she's up next, and she just got back yesterday from India. I mean, this has been truly a Global Peace Tribe show. We had Shashi and Margot and Xavier coming in from Bali. And we have Katrina fresh back from India. And Katrina, share with our audience a little bit about your adventures. A lot of our audience members know and love Shekinah Ma and Sananda Ji, formerly known as the Twin Ray. They, of course, were on the show many, many, many times and were very popular. So tell our audience a little bit about your adventures there.
Sure. So I have wanted to go to India all my life. It's really been a dream of mine. And it wasn't until recently that the ability to do that even opened up. The calling was from Shekinah and Sananda Ji, who I just love and cherish. They're amazing human beings. And they offered a retreat in the foothills of the Himalayas, at a very special place that is on the Van Allen belt. It's actually connected to Machu Picchu and Stonehenge. So it is naturally emanating this high electromagnetic frequency. And in fact, when we were there, we found out that NASA had been there just the week earlier measuring the electromagnetic field. This place, Kasar Devi, is on a mountain, again, in the foothills of the Himalayas, that's made of pyrite. And pyrite is also known as fool's gold. So it's just this shimmering mountain and the energy there is exquisite. So it was really beautiful to be there with a branch of my spiritual family, going deep in the Vedic wisdom, self-discovery, spirituality, prayer and meditation, with opportunities to receive specific guidance from Shikinaman and Sanandaji. So I know that many of you have met them and gotten to also receive their magic, their love, wisdom, and healing. And so that was just such a blessing. And then from there, I traveled to Rishikesh, which many of you likely know is where the Ganges River flows out of the Himalayas and into India. And the Ganges is considered to be the mother, the divine mother incarnate. And so people have a lot of devotion for the Ganges. There is a Ganga Arti that happens every single night in multiple places on the banks of the Ganges, where people sing to her and pray to her and they have these flower offerings with a little candle, that it's little ghee candle, so everything's biodegradable, that get offered to the Ganga as a way of emanating prayer and devotion. And people also submerge themselves in the Ganga as a way to merge with her and release what no longer serves them. In fact, on that note, there's a fascinating book called From Hollywood to the Himalayas, where a woman who goes by the name Sattvaji had quite the awakening experience 29 years ago. Highly recommend this book. She had tremendous childhood trauma and was very aware of the neuroses and various dysfunctions that she was dealing with that were in many ways a result of the trauma she experienced in her early childhood. And she was not spiritually inclined. She was psychologically inclined. She really wanted to learn how she could heal and fix herself. And that inclination led her on a path that put her in a program to become a PhD in psychology at Stanford. And she was in the middle of that program when her husband said, I would like to find my spiritual teacher. Let's go to India. And she said, I have no interest in finding a spiritual teacher, but I'm willing to join you because I like the food. And she ended up having quite the connection with the Ganges. She talks about it in detail, full awakening experience. And she's been living at the Paramath Niketan ashram, which is on the Ganges. It's the largest ashram on the Ganges in Rishikesh for the last 29 years. And she has a remarkable way of weaving together a spiritual and psychological wisdom. So she has highly grounded practical teachings and can really answer pretty much any question people bring to her as they're dealing with various human struggles and suffering. So I got to immerse myself in the Ganges, and then I continued to Delhi, where I bathed in the beautiful spiritual energy of the Lotus Temple. The Lotus Temple in Delhi is on a lot of the tourist brochures because it's this exquisite 9-sided lotus. It's huge, and its architecture is considered a phenomena. Walking inside of this temple, I felt this spiritual energy that really surprised me. I sat in the center of the temple and just melted in tears. It welcomes people of all faiths. The 9 sides represent the welcoming people from all directions. And they have interfaith prayer that happens 5 times a day. But outside of these 15-minute interfaith prayer sessions, it's silence in there. So you walk in silently, you sit down, and I just found it was this deep place for meditation and prayer, silent prayer. And part of what made it magical is that the architecture creates a reverberation of sound. So even though people are being silent, they'll make a little coughing sound or a shuffling sound, or sometimes Indian women are wearing bells around their ankles, so you hear that. And the sound just goes everywhere. including the birds that are outside of the temple. Somehow that sound enters the temple and it creates this amazing sound inside, which really supports a deep meditation. So that was an incredible experience. And then I went on to Goa, and Goa is this incredible place on the ocean in India. It's perhaps the way, for those of you who are familiar with Tulum in Mexico, it's probably the way Tulum was about 30 years ago. So it's a bit of a hippie town that really draws in a global tribe, a heart-based tribe. There's a lot of arts that are celebrated there. They had a wonderful ecstatic dance, which I enjoyed. And the ocean is warm. It's like a little cooler than bath water. Such a treat. And then from there, I went to Pune and I stayed with a couple of friends. So my business partner, who some of you got to meet on a previous show, she translated the Love Smart cards into Hindi, and she lives in Pune, also known as Pune. And so I got to stay with her for several nights, and we fell in love with each other a couple of years ago when she contacted me. But it was so lovely to have time with her in person and to meet her family, her husband and daughter, just warm and welcoming people. And then I had a couple nights with a friend of my father's, this man named Gulu. And Gulu is a devout Sikh man. And so I also got to learn about the Sikh faith and the role that they've played as warriors, really, to protect the Hindus in India from forced conversion by Muslims. And fortunately, the forced conversion has quieted down, but it just really touched me that this group, India generally, and the Hindus are nonviolent people, right? Ahimsa and this teaching from Mahatma Gandhi is part of their core culture. And so when forced conversions come in, they don't have a whole lot of defenses against it. And so this guru in the 16th or 17th century formed this Sikh faith and really inspired many of the Hindus to become Sikhs and actually to build an army to defend the unarmed Hindus from this invasion that was happening. So it just really moved my heart to hear about how love could manifest in that kind of self-sacrificial way. I enjoyed many temples. I went to, of course, the Sikh temple, the Baha'i temple. I went to a Ganesha temple, to the Ganges, where there's a big Shiva statue over the Ganga. Let's see, went to a ISKCON temple, which is dedicated to Krishna and Radha, and Hanuman temple. And with each one of, and then I also went through Singapore. So I went to the temple of the Buddha tooth relic. And actually they have a Buddha tooth in this temple, which contains, of course, the energy of the Buddha. And then went through Japan on my way home, and my layover was 10 hours. So I had an opportunity to go to Kamakura and experience the Japanese Buddhist temples as well. So it's just been this really full, rich time of basking in different cultures. I get so moved by this. And like so many beautiful ways that people celebrate God and their connection to a higher power. And to be able to just join in celebration with all of these people and to do that hand in hand with them and experience the richness of their culture, it's just really filled my heart. So it's been a deep and rich learning, and yeah, feels really good and integrating to be able to share that with you all today.
What a wonderful verbal travelogue you just took us on. That was awesome. Thank you so much. Eleanor Joy writes, "This is a great journey you were on, Katrina. I'm feeling every bit of it." And Susan writes, "Many exterior experiences and even more special interior experiences."
Yes.
So thank you for that. Well, you know, Katrina and I are teaching a course. It's the first course we've taught together in quite a while. And we sure hope that some of you will decide to participate in it with us. It's called Relationship Mastery. We were originally going to do 12 weeks starting on April 11th, next Saturday. But between her trip to India and I've been super busy, we decided, and people were saying 12 weeks is a little much. So we've reduced it down to a 6-week course starting on May 9th. So it's a little bit easier, a little bit less expensive. We'll do 6 weeks. And then if people want the other 6 weeks, we'll teach that sometime in autumn. And I'll put into the chat box the link where you can see the options. Any of you that are sincerely interested, we offer a free 20-30 minute discovery call to learn a little bit more about what your situation is, and we're here to help. And we've got a few minutes if anyone has a relationship issue that they would like some support with. It could be with a child, with a parent, with a friend, with a lover, with a roommate. If anybody has a relationship challenge that they'd like some support for, please raise your hand. And Katrina and I will do a little bit of relationship mastery and provide you with some support. So is there anybody, don't be shy. Is there anybody in the Zoom room who's got a challenge that they would like support with? And I'm scanning our friends. Oh my gosh, people are shy.
These two dogs
They need
had a
relationship
fight the other
support.
day, so they need relationship support.
Oh my God, look at those kids.
The big babies.
They're ridiculous.
Oh my God, they're adorable. What a pair.
They're so cute. They're brothers.
Such an example of like the snarl, like biting at each other, and then 5 minutes later they're kissing each other.
5 seconds later,
It's
they're
like-
licking each other's faces.
Yeah, it's just like
It's so
I
weird.
don't know what the
If
issue
only
was,
we
but-
could all make up that easily.
right. They just move on and they're good again. They don't hold on to it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, there it is. They're demonstrating for us just total presence toward
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And in one moment, I can be, hey, get out of my face.
Yeah.
Come kiss me. You know?
Exactly.
We had to lock them up while we were on because they're the snorting and the slobbering and the panting. You wouldn't have been able to hear it.
That's right. Yeah, because dogs like that, they're snorters.
They just cannot breathe. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, what things. Oh my God.
It is not. It should. I heard they're making it illegal actually to breed these guys. So yeah.
But they still love.
Oh my God. I know. Look at that one right on cue, kissing Crystal.
Yeah.
All right. I got it. Well, mine's right.
No.
So here's Jasmine Bear.
Oh, the big babe.
I'll just woke her up.
Yes.
Did Daddy make you up from a nap?
Okay.
There you
My
go.
goodness.
Pieces.
Oh,
She forgives you.
Okay.
She
In
is
lieu of conflict, we're getting cuteness overload.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you need. We don't need more conflict. We need more dogs and kids.
Yeah. Well, so one of the things that I definitely came across when I was in India and also through Japan is recognition that both of these they've generally historically they've been very patriarchal cultures. And the women that I've been connecting with have been highly aware of those patriarchal cultures and learning how to apply nonviolent communication in a way that they can be assertive while still maintaining their values for care. And, this is such a critical piece in our world because so long as there is any form of domination, power over and power under, we're not going to have peace in the world. One of the best ways that we can be peace activists is actually by becoming the microcosm of what's needed in our world. As Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see in the world. And so it's really touching for me to be able to celebrate with these women and support them in their continued striving to be assertive in spaces where sometimes it's dangerous to do so. My friend Nancy, when I was in India, shared with me that there was a time when she heard a woman screaming in the apartment complex, and she wanted to intervene. And she knew it's dangerous to intervene because women are not held with the same kind of care. still in that country as they are here. We're very blessed that we've already worked through some of these challenges and women have more protection. There's more men who are like, no, that's not okay. You need to treat her with respect. Now, even though this was dangerous for Nancy, she chose to take action. It wasn't okay for her to just stand by and pretend things were okay. And recognizing that safety was important for her, what she chose to do is to find a man who she trusted and said, come with me. I need you to support me in this. And she knocked on the door and a man answered and she said, hello, I'd really love to meet your wife. And he was very confronting. He said, this is what's happening here is none of your business, stay out. And she just maintained, she said, it is my business to know that she's safe. It didn't end in a way that was as wonderful as we would have liked. She was able to see the wife curled up and crying in the corner. But it was a moment of breaking the pattern. It was a moment of saying, no, this is not okay. I see what's happening and it's not okay. It was a moment of that wife seeing someone is sticking up for me and that someone is a woman with a man by her side. And I wanted to share this story because there is work that needs to be done. And while it may not be that severe in our lives, to find those moments where there is an imbalance of power and to stand up and say, no, this is not okay. Respect, care, kindness, safety matters for everyone. Those moments are moments that each of us can step up and be the change we wish to see. And in a world where conflict is becoming threatening to all of us, I view these moments as being critical contrast that supports love to flourish, that supports a full equality. I know it's hard to speak up when we see injustice. And I'm moved by Nancy's courage and wisdom to recognize where there's safety and to see how can I create enough safety to deliver a message that's needed right now. This was a more extreme example. And yet it's something that we can look at in any situation where we experience, hey, there's a truth that I need to express, and I recognize I'm not feeling safe right now to do it. What do I need to feel safe? Because repressing this truth and pretending it's okay will just eat away at me. So what do I need to feel safe to express a truth and to stand my ground and to stand up for other people so that everyone can carry dignity? I'm curious as I share that, what's coming up for people. I want to look in the chat and also just hear any comments that might have arisen.
Yeah, well, I'll start by just saying thank you. There have been amazing studies about the correlation between countries where there's strong patriarchal culture and where women are suppressed, and just the extraordinary amount of violence in those countries. Whereas countries where women are viewed as equals or in a healthy way, they're much healthier statistically.
Yes.
Carol Craig writes, I don't feel safe in the United States right now, and it's affecting me mentally. I'm getting ready to leave permanently.
Mm-hmm.
Scotty Satori is pointing out that Elizabeth April really has been driving home the message of I do not consent. Eleanor Joy writes, you just reminded me of an insight that I had this morning, Katrina. I woke up this morning envisioning the world the way we all dream of. It was a moment in time and infinite as well. all at once. What a beautiful, beautiful insight, Eleanor Joy. It's so important for us to hold a positive vision for the future. There's so much negative visions of the future. Most of the movies and television shows that portray the future were in a post-apocalyptic wasteland, or, all the horrible things have happened. And obviously, a lot of really horrible things going on in the world right now. So it's really important, and that's what we try to do on this show, is provide inspiration, remind people that there are beautiful, wonderful people doing powerful, wonderful things in the world. So let's hold a positive vision for the future.
100%. I want to piggyback on that. While I see a lot of the horrible things that are happening in our world, and there have been revelations that have been like so atrocious that, I imagine others like myself, I go into states of shock, like, oh my God, it's that bad. While I see that, I'm not denying that it's there. At the same time, I have such a deep faith that this is the apocalypse. The apocalypse means the lifting of the veils. We're beginning to see how things are running, and it's the apocalypse before the new earth is formed. My faith in this is also grounded by what I've learned from the Baha'i faith, and in that the prophet Baha'u'llah says that the most great peace will come, and he said it's going to get worse before it gets better. And so a lot of what's happening in our world is in the Baha'i scriptures, and still Baha'is recognize this is the crisis that happens before the rebirth, right? This is the darkest night that happens before the dawn. But after this crisis is opportunity, right? In the Chinese language, the I forgot what it's called, but the letter, basically the word crisis, has two images in it, and one is great change and the other is opportunity. And so I really want to encourage everyone to lean into the faith that this is the mud that creates that beautiful lotus. It's in the crisis in each one of our lives that our higher potential is born. So I really do see this in that same way. I know it's frightening. Let's hold on to love. Let's hold on to faith. And let's really show up to serve each other, because that's the way we find our way through.
Thank you. I'm going to read just a couple comments, and then we're going to go to Johanna for a closing song. Dear Therese writes, maximum gratitude to all my GPT tribers for your loving and supportive messages to me. In reading them, I realized the womb issue is more of a buried resentment of fathers' behaviors. This has colored my relationships with both male and female friends and or lovers. It's the trust and betrayal issue. Namaste, Katrina. This is just where I was going. Thank you. And Carol Craig, kind of talking about the crisis we're in, says, yes, I saw this coming for a decade. I bought the house overseas and it's just waiting for me. However, I have a similar situation as Omashar. My mom is still strong at 93. I've removed my money from the USA system. You can hope, wish, and pray, but you also need to take action. I've been planning for this crisis and I am ready. Susan Bloomquist writes, Katrina, you are very inspiring this evening. And we'll close with Scotty Satori, says there are a lot of grassroots movements that are rocking and rolling. So stay focused on your mission and steady the ship. And he's also looking for anybody who's got feedback about kind of really good systems of community. Scotty is such a community builder. So if you have, he's looking for 24/7 secure researching platforms that our community can share. So if you have any ideas, let Scotty know.
Yeah, one very practical platform is the Transition Town, and it teaches you how to create resiliency not only for yourself, but in community. And so Transition Town has been around for a long time. It has many, many members and a lot of practical teachings. to create greater resiliency and mutual connection support for times that are more challenging. So I definitely recommend checking that one out.
Thank you, Katrina. All right. We are going to close with Johanna Beekman. What a wonderful way to close out a fun show. And Johanna, thank you so much for being with us tonight.
It's good to be back. It's been a really long time. Hi, everybody. I thought I'd close out, even though I have a bunch of new songs that, you know, the musician's always most excited about the new stuff. I know that there's a favorite that it's fun to sing together. So if y'all want to join in, this one's a familiar one, even if you haven't heard it before. I've heard. So the words are, my heart beats one, your heart beats one, this heart beats one, our hearts beat as one. And I've got a guitar down here, so I can't do it. So you got to be the dancers, all right? So it's, my heart beats one, then your heart beats one, this heart beats one, our hearts beat as one. It's gonna be so fun, y'all. Let's do it. Thank you so much, Scott, and everyone who's been just doing this for all this time. We came together during a really crazy time in the world. It's still the Kali Yuga, y'all. We're still in it. It's a time when things are shifting in the big consciousness. So I'm here for it, and I'm so grateful to know that you're all here for it too. I love you, family, and I'll see you somewhere soon. Your heart beats one, this heart beats one, our hearts beat as one. Oh.
Let's
Yay.
send heartbeats and love and big, big love to Johanna.
So much
good to
love.
have
There were
you.
so many hearts on the screen, y'all. That was
A
a
lot
lot
of
of
hearts
love we
going
just put into
on.
the world. That's the good work. That's what I'm here for. Let's keep doing that.
And we can keep doing that. By the way, we are going to do prayer time. I apologize for not indicating that. But let's just take a look at her beautiful website. You can find all things Johanna Beekman at johannasings.com. johannasings.com. And that's where you can learn about her. You can get her music on all the places: Apple Music, Bandcamp, Spotify, YouTube. You can buy her music. You know, we've played this video a few times on the show. It's brilliant. It's one of my favorite videos ever. Her mantra sangha, so brilliantly produced. And so that's always a good one. And here's the song we were just listening to, Heart Beats One, kind of, I think, your anthem, really, Johanna. So for more information about her tours and all things Johanna, and I'm going to try and organize for her to come and play here in the Bay Area at the Sunrise Center. So go to johannasings.com. And Johanna, it's great to see you, and thank you for being with us tonight.
It's really great to see you as well. I just realized I do have a music video that this videographer has been trying to get me to release for a long time, and it's really beautiful, and I just saw it. It's of the earth beneath me, y'all. So I'll be releasing that as well, and just keep following me and tuning in. I'll see you soon, wherever you are.
When it's been ready to release, let me know, and we'll play it on the show.
Yeah, okay. I'll send it to you, Scott, and it's good to see y'all. If I haven't seen you before, it's good to meet you, and I look forward to staying in touch. Thank you for all the work you do, Scott, and everyone else here. We're all holding the light.
Absolutely. Thank you, Johanna. Much love.
Likewise.
And yes, prayer time. I apologize. I got hungry, to be honest. I haven't had dinner yet. So of course, I'm going to turn it over to our beloved Diara. Diara, are you back to full health? How's your back?
I am almost back to full health, and hurting my back would be a setback, except it gave me a chance to take a look at everything and reassess and, look at the psycho-spiritual lessons behind it, as well as, what my body was actually calling for. So it was actually a deeply spiritual experience, even though it was so difficult to be away from us.
Oh, and people have really fallen in love with prayer time. I got like many messages from people going, Scott, prayer time. And it's like, oh, right, yes, okay. So it's
Thank you.
become a beautiful part of our show.
And keeping your stomach in mind, I'll be somewhat brief. There's so much to
Go for it. Do
pray
what,
for.
however spirit flows through you.
Okay, thank you. Well, first, I want to send our prayers to one of the people in our Zoom room, Gloria, who's been coming over the last few weeks and months. And I've been sending you love and energy, Gloria, as I look into your beautiful square, and here you are healing with us. And there she is, so beautiful. So sending you lots of love and light. And that goes out to all of us requiring physical healing as well. Let's see, I'm letting Shine back in. I have so much fun helping you in the Zoom room, Scott. It's really fun, to see who comes in. So yes, maximum grace for Gloria. I also was so blessed to meet Shine and his beloved at your party, which I really haven't talked a lot about. What an amazing experience that was. And one of the things you teach us, Scott, is that in sharing ourselves, we open up access for others in a way that we don't even know. And I'm still learning how to do that. And also have learned so much from you, Katrina, and the Love Coach Academy. I've been looking at my relationships, not only with myself, but with others, and noticing when something comes up that could be prickly. It's like, okay, what's the need here? What's being asked for? And how can I give that in a way that satisfies the needs of the other while maintaining my own sovereignty? And I think that's where we're coming back to, is we've been on this incredible individuation journey, finding ourselves and who we are. And now we're looking how to integrate the new us in with the new everyone else as well. And the other thing to pray for tonight is what we were discussing earlier, that there seems to be so much more chaos and darkness that's come to the light, and that is for healing and clearing and cleaning and cleansing. And I saw this 20 years ago, that we were going to be coming back and ripping open places that were healed over, that were never fully cleaned out. And if we think about where we're moving into telepathy, and that we're going to be able to, really hear each other's thoughts and feel each other's hearts. Well, what's got to come up and out in order to have that happen is this cleansing, of our souls. And so, yes, it's painful. And there's also so much love and so much joy. And thinking about the sexuality and sensuality and the tantra that was brought in at the beginning of our show, and the power imbalances that Katrina talks about, when we come from love and we're safe in our bodies and with our bodies, and we're sharing and receiving in the ways that are right for each of us, and those needs get met as well. A lot of the cultures where sexuality is seen as sacred and it's not this hidden thing, so much more peace in those cultures as well. So that's part of, what we're healing, and having Xavier on here earlier, as one of the many divine masculine that we have here in our Zoom room and beyond. So with that, sending prayers out to our beloved Omashar and his mom, sending prayers out to Terry, who I didn't see in the room tonight, from Cape Cod, who was dealing with a lot of family things recently. Sending love out to Ayada, who had trouble getting in the Zoom room. And of course, Desiree, too, who's off creating beautiful things. And sending that love back into ourselves and receiving that love. And when it was spoken earlier about learning how to be alone, I wrote down, when we're alone in a way that's peaceful and complete, it's because we're all one. It's coming back into our own integrity and creating foundations from which we can share in ways that are beyond what we would even consider our capacity. So sending this love out to all of us in the wombs from which we came, and through the birth, and through life, and through death, and then the recreation of life, through sacred sexuality, through sacred orgasmic experiences, and knowing that the breath and the birth continues to come through, and just feeling all that energy flowing. I can feel my body responding to that and all the energy. And knowing that we're creating something magnificent, that we can even have these conversations now, that we can speak so clearly and completely about all the things being human. One of the things you do so beautifully, Scott, is you weave the sacred in with the part of us that are human. And what a time to be here. What a time to give and love and shine and grow. And so forgiveness for ourselves, not only for harm that we've done, but those places where we haven't stepped in to say something because of our own fear. And may we continue to grow and blossom. May we continue to speak our truth. May we continue to shine. May we continue to be authentic. And with that, I gather all the love. It's like flowers pouring in. And we say, and so it is.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go to gallery view. Thank you, everybody that's still with us. And let's just have a minute or two of silence where we, as collective, as we are all in community together, we put forward prayers for great success for Andrew and Connie's event on Friday. Prayers and blessings for each and every one of you, whatever's going on in your life, whether it's health related or financial, friends and loved ones that are challenged. Maximum grace for all of us. Maximum grace for our world. Thank you, everybody. One more time, I just want to remind you, we've got a great show on Saturday night. And we have great music. Lori Ann Speed is going to provide music for us. Her music is so beautiful, so exquisite. And Starchild, formerly known as Fanny, and Vigari are going to be with us. So we have some really wonderful music along with, really, it's Saturday night show. Be ready. It's going to be another 3-hour show because we've got so many amazing presenters. So I sure hope to see all of you on Saturday night. And thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. Thank you again to our presenters, Connie and Andrew and Diara, Margot and Xavier and Shoshana, and my partner, Katrina. Big love to each and every one of you.